Good morning or good afternoon. This is Teresa here. And in the midst of this global pandemic and all the fear and anxiety that so many people are experiencing, today I want to take your focus off of all of that. One of the principles of all success and spiritual growth and spirituality says that what we focus on, what we give our energy to the most, is what grows and expands. It's what we experience. I've fallen in that trap. We're focusing on all the things that are changing, of the external structures in our daily routines and in our world that seem to be collapsing, that are in upheaval, and a little bit like ships tossed in a storm. Maybe you felt like, how do I do this? How do I navigate this? And with that can come fear. I get it. I've experienced moments of it myself. And yet, unless you are being like, you've got the disease, the illness, you're infected and all of that sort of stuff, to continue to focus on the pandemic, on all that's changing, all that's collapsing, your fear of the future, just intensifies it. And it's not going to serve. When you're in that place, you may be like, oh, I just want to make it through. I just want to make it through. Can I, please, God, if you're of a believer, please, God, just help me make it through until things get back to normal. In which case, my friend, you're going to miss the opportunity here that we have. First of all, to discover once again that despite all of the external realities and structures and routines that we know, despite those seeming to fall apart and being in upheaval, there is far more in our lives that is not changing, that is unchanging. Good morning, Shayna. Here, in that which is not changing, is the source of your power in navigating this upheaval with peace. What's not changing is all of the cycles and rhythms of nature. What's not changing is that you are here in this moment alive. What's not changing is that you are breathing in a breath of life, of oxygen, of the divine spirit. To navigate through this time and take advantage of the opportunity this time offers us, you and me both, we need to anchor ourselves in and see that which is unchanging. And be in that. So, as we do that, as we become more present to that and let that be our anchor, whether it's our very next breath, or it's that the sun did come up today, but I can't see it in Wisconsin because it's cloudy, or the fact that your friends and family still love you and care for you, or the fact that you still have daily routines, just simple mundane tasks that you're going about doing, like laundry or dishes or cooking. The more you can anchor yourself in that, the more you have the possibility of believing and trusting that you and I are part of something so much bigger than what we can see right now. You're a part of a gigantic universe. And through this entire universe, there is a life force energy that I call God, that you may call the divine or spirit or love, you name it. It's so much bigger than what we're going through right now. And what you can also begin to trust, if you can see what's not changing, connect and anchor yourself in what's not changing, then you can also begin to listen for what's wanting to emerge. What's wanting to emerge in you. What's wanting to emerge in your life. What new life is wanting to emerge in your family, in your bank account, in this world we share. With so much of the world in quarantine, on lockdown, shelter at home, it's like we've created this huge vacuum where all of our busy activities had lived. There's like, wow, that's not there. And into a vacuum, something needs to flow. Into that vacuum, we have the opportunity to listen to what's wanting to emerge. That's new. That's new life. We can begin to listen to how the source of all is actually present in, and somehow in ways we can't see, working through all that's happening in our world, inviting us to create something new. Not just to get through, but to create something new. More abundant, loving, life-giving for yourself and for others and for our world. That's what there is to focus on, my friends. That which is unchanging, which you can be grateful for, that which is bigger than you, and to begin in this vacuum where so much has fallen away. It's like the seed the shell has been stripped away. What's wanting to emerge? New life, new energy, new creativity, new ways of thinking, new ways of living, new ways of using money, new ways of making money. New ways of being in relationship with yourself and with others, and most of all, in relationship with God as you understand God. What if in this time in our world where it seems that there's so much scarcity and so many people are experiencing scarcity, what if we could anchor ourselves in the unchanging? And in that place, in this vacuum, enter in more deeply into it to listen for what the divine, what God, what your spirit, what's wanting to emerge that's new. Because we will emerge through this. The question for us to begin to ask ourselves is, what then? What are we going to have emerge from this in our lives? And how can we begin watering and nurturing and stepping into that right now? Now, I know that one of the most important things you can do to both see the unchanging and listen for the emerging is to spend regular time in just silence and solitude and stillness. If you've got kids who are suddenly at home all the time, I realize that may be difficult. But it's essential, because the unchanging, more than anything, is in you, in the bigger universe. And so each day on these videos, we will take some time together to listen to what's wanting to emerge. What's the new creation that you are going to create in your life, and that together we can create in this world? And so, having done that preface, we're going to take like 3 or 4 minutes right now, because sometimes when you're alone, it's harder to drop into that stillness, and when you can be in a collective consciousness with others, it can be a little easier. So I invite you, if you can, to just sit back and close your eyes if you feel comfortable, if you're safe, and really feel yourself being held by your chair, or for me, I'm feeling myself, my feet being supported by the floor I'm standing in. And number one thing that's unchanging is that oxygen that's giving you life flowing through you. So I invite you to take some long, slow, deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling a yes to that which is unchanging, to this life force energy that is still flowing through you and flowing through our world. And a thank you on each exhale. A thank you for the knowing that there is so much more going on, something bigger, something more loving, something more powerful that is at work through us, for us, to create something new, to have something new emerge. And with each breath, I just invite you to, as best you can, maybe put your hand on your heart, just drop into the core of your being. Dropping deeper and deeper. If your mind is chattering, when you inhale and exhale, let that mind chatter just drop down and into your heart. And just as you feel and connect with and become conscious of this rhythm of your breath, this life force flow going through you, just begin to, in your heart, to become aware of what is unchanging in this moment, what hasn't changed. Your heart is beating. Your lungs are inhaling and exhaling. Your blood system is distributing that oxygen to every cell in your body. That which is unchanging through it all is this divine life force energy. It's easy to see in creation right now. Here in Wisconsin, it's springtime, so it's so easy to see. What's unchanging is who you are at your core. That is never affected by whatever's going on around you, what you have or what you do. And just see as you drop in, just listen, be open. Is there any guidance? I just realized my microphone has been in the wrong place. I hope you've been able to hear me okay. Is there any guidance? A message, an image? Is there something new, a dream, an idea, a possibility, a vision of your life? Like when we emerge from this storm, what wants to emerge new and different in your life? You may or may not see that right now. The value is in asking the question and listening. The message that I'm getting for myself and to share with you is that we are being held, we are being supported, we are being guided. We are. Our role is not to figure it out, but to listen and follow where that guidance leads. Maybe it's to call someone today to check in. Maybe it's to listen to some music that gives you life. Maybe it's to set more time aside for just being still and anchoring yourself in the unchanging. Maybe it's to take a bath. Maybe it's to write. Maybe it's to draw. Maybe it's to paint. Maybe it's to begin to envision what the next chapter of your life is going to be like. New and different and better than what it was just a few weeks ago. And so I invite you to end this time, not like you have to stop when I get off, but I just invite you to take one breath in and say that yes to the unchanging and what is wanting to emerge through this time and from this time. And thank you on the exhale. And if by chance, as you were listening, you got some message that was meaningful, empowering, supportive for you during this time, would you be willing to share it in the comments, because it may be just the message someone else needs to hear as well. Blessings on you. Thank you for being here, Kat, Shayna. Those of you who catch the replay, I will be back live tomorrow, same time, new time, 11 a.m. Central. Blessings, be well, be safe. Anchor yourself in the unchanging and begin to listen for the new life that's wanting to emerge. Bye.